this is Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
And today we're doing another cooking with Kenshin1913. What are we making today?
We're making stuffed fried peppers.
Yeah, and it's going to be delicious.
First thing we're going to be using are our peppers. And these peppers are actually called an Italian pepper or Cubanelle pepper. And the difference between this pepper and your traditional green or red pepper or even yellow pepper, the skin on it is much, much thinner. And so you don't need to do anything in addition to it to make it softer other than we stuff them and then just fry them up a little bit. So these couple of bigger ones I had actually bought at a farmer's market. And then these little smaller ones we actually have from our home garden.
Ma, so is what other kinds of peppers could we use?
You could do, you could stuff just the plain green or red or orange peppers. But as I said, the skin on those are a little tougher, so you've got to cook them a little bit longer. And they're just as good. And what we're going to use is some chopped meat, garlic, egg, salt and pepper, parsley, grated cheese, breadcrumbs, and some oil for your frying pan.
Yeah. So let's start the process.
What we're going to do is fry up our chopped meat. So we're going to cook that, and then we're going to add all of the other ingredients to make the stuffing mix.
Yeah.
So we're going to fry this up, and then we'll show you what it looks like, and we'll start the mix.
So we're just going to fry up the chopped meat. Are we going to season this at all? Like a little salt, pepper, or anything like that?
We are not. No. And we don't even have to put any oil in our pan because this is 85% chopped meat. Yeah, so it has a little bit of natural fat in it, which is going to be plenty enough to cook it up.
Now, could you use a different, excuse me, can you use a different cut of meat, like a turkey or chicken or something?
I've never tried it. I'm sure you could. And even people who don't, are total vegetarians who don't eat any meat, you probably could stuff the peppers with a rice mixture or one of the other grain mixtures.
Yeah.
You could just add the seasoning to that and then stuff it.
So we're just going to fry up the meat, and as we're frying the meat, we'll actually start cutting our peppers, and my mom will show you how that's done. So we'll be right back. Alright, so this is what the meat looks like after we cooked it, browned it. Well, not really browned it, but we cooked it. It only took about 5 minutes.
Yep. And there's not a lot of oil in this. There's actually quite a bit of just water. If you were using a chopped meat that had more percentage of fat in it, you might want to use a slotted spoon to take your
take a little bit of the grease oil
out, so you lift up your chopped meat into your bowl with a slotted spoon, so you won't get your oil. What we're going to do in a couple of minutes, we're going to just put this into our pan, and we are going to put breadcrumbs and all the rest of the seasoning, and that's going to use up all this liquid in here, so you don't have to add any extra liquid. And the other part of the binder is the egg. Yeah.
And one thing I'd like to mention about this is that it's actually a one-pan dish, so you're going to use this pan, the same pan.
You're going to use the same pan to fry the peppers.
So, you know what? Easy cleanup, or at least not using as many things.
What we're going to do now is to cut a pepper up, and I need to find the ones that I have.
Yeah, so what you're going to do
is I'm going to go with my puree knife around the top here, easily.
Be careful not to cut yourself.
You're going to pull this out.
Okay. Professional. Take out the tops, and then
we're going to take out the seed, the bunch of seeds, and then what I'm going to do with these is I'm actually going to wash them.
So always remember to wash your produce.
I'm going to take out the rest of the little bit of seeds that's left. This one here for a little pepper's got quite a bit.
Yeah. So you just want to get in there with your fingers and take out all the seeds. Now, if you want to leave the seeds in,
You could leave a few that's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
But you don't want to eat all the seeds.
Yeah.
That doesn't add to any kind of a flavor.
Yeah,
for
there's no extra flavor.
And,
could you dry these seeds out and plant them in your garden?
Actually, you can, and I have some drying out for next year.
Yeah.
So you just put them on a paper towel, clean it all up, do like that, and then you'd save these, and then you could start them in the springtime in your little starter pots.
Yeah, look at that.
So as you can see, I've done a whole bunch of them ahead of time.
So you would wash them before and after you cut them?
Yeah, usually I do.
Okay.
So I'm just going to wash these couple and come back. All right, here we are with our chopped meat. We're going to take this, put it in our bowl.
And what we're going to do with this is then add all those extra things like the eggs, the breadcrumbs, the cheese, the parsley, the salt, the pepper, and the garlic. Alright.
So,
We got ourselves some chopped meat.
Gonna add a little bit of salt. I'm sure most of you heard me say I don't use an awful lot of salt. Our cheese has salt in it, so you don't really need a lot. Pepper.
Now, how much salt and pepper? Probably like a dash or a pinch or so.
Probably just a pinch of salt. Maybe about
half a teaspoon.
A quarter of a teaspoon of pepper. And as you've heard me say before too, it's hard for me when I'm cooking like this because I don't normally measure things out. For the parsley, I would say probably about a couple of tablespoons of parsley. Now you can use, at this time of the year as well, fresh parsley, so you can get it out of the garden and chop it up. About a quarter to a half of cup of cheese, grated cheese.
This is Parmesan reggiano.
Yes, it is.
But you could use regular Parmesan if you wanted, or whatever other Italian grated cheese you have, or whatever grated cheese is probably anything pretty good.
This is probably about 4 cloves of garlic. Chopped garlic.
Now we would mix that around a little bit, right? Looking good. Looking good.
We should have smell-o-vision.
I know, this smells damn good. And now we're going to put the seasoned breadcrumbs. These are, you could use panko, I guess.
You could.
These are seasoned, so they got like parsley and stuff in it already.
Just parsley in it. It doesn't have anything else. Don't buy the ones with the cheese.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to, I guess you could.
But they're not all-purpose for everything that you're going to be using breadcrumbs for.
See, now we have 2 stuffed pepper recipes, basically. And this one is the Frier recipe, where we fry it up in the frying pan. But we also have a recipe where we use like bell peppers, and we basically
it's the same stuffing.
Yeah, no, I thought it was more rice based.
And then I boil up rice and put it in with this, so it's a half and half recipe of chopped meat and rice.
Yeah, but you could probably use all rice, and you could probably do the same thing here. You could use rice and then just season it with all this good stuff and stuff in the peppers, and it would probably be very good actually.
All right, here we are. Our mixture is all set.
So you added the egg, and you just mixed it all up, and now we're all set to stuff.
All right, here we are with our stuffing all ready. And I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the pan.
And so yeah, this is a fun activity. Well, this part of the
so as you can see, we're coating the bottom and maybe having like an eighth of a part of the pan there, because you just don't want your peppers to burn.
Yeah.
And this is fun. You can have the children help you stuff them. They like to get their hands dirty, and you could stuff this with a spoon or a small fork, but the easiest thing to do is to stuff it with your hands.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if you're a little, I mean, if you're one of those people who hates getting their hands dirty, which is me, I don't really care to get my hands real dirty. I mean, I will, but I gotta wash them as soon as I'm done or whatever. So you just gotta stuff that pepper. Stuff it with the meat, Now, how much should you stuff it? You should really pack it in there?
Yep, you try to pack it down. And you leave about maybe 1/4 of an inch or so around the top. So, because you don't want it to fall out.
Yeah.
And you try to stuff it so it gets down deep. And then what I will do is I'm going to lay these on a platter. And
yeah. Continue talking.
Here goes Pete getting my platter for me.
We'll stuff a few more. Why not? You know, you can show a few more. Why not? So, Mom, where did you learn this recipe from?
My mom and my grandmother. These peppers, personally, I love the Big Bell peppers too, and we do them with tomato sauce. These here with a native tomato from the garden is like heaven for me. Having a couple of peppers and a fresh tomato with a little salt on it next to it is just, you can even make sandwiches. People make, they cut the pepper in half and put it on a nice piece of Italian bread.
So, Mom, what about if you don't have enough stuffing for your peppers, or if you have too much stuffing, what could you do with it?
Well, if you have too much stuffing, you can actually just put it in the refrigerator, and when you get more peppers, stuff them up. If you don't have enough stuffing because you have too many peppers, you can actually just fry up the peppers by themselves. You could fry them up with sausage. You can fry, you know.
I was about to ask you if this is good.
You can fry them up just plain with some mushrooms and onions.
Yeah, I was about to ask you if this was a good pepper to use for sausage and peppers.
Yeah, you could. This pepper's a very, very mild tasting pepper. Much more even mild tasting than the green pepper.
Yeah.
These kind of peppers are great in salad as well.
But yeah, if you were gonna eat the stuffing, like let's say we had some left over, but we don't have any peppers.
Oh, I forgot to cut one.
Yeah. Anyways, if you had like leftover stuffing, you could just kind of like, I guess you could put it in the oven for a little bit, because it does have a raw egg in it, so you definitely want to cook it just for a little bit before you would eat it again. You know what I mean? Anyways, I guess my mom's gonna finish stuffing the peppers. I'll probably help her or whatnot, and then we will get our pan up to like medium high heat. What do you think?
Yes, about medium. So I'll turn the pan on first and then put my peppers in, because you don't want to put the peppers in with cold oil. Okay. So we'll want them to start to cook, and then we'll show you what that looks like.
Alrighty. As you can see, where our peppers are stuffed, my mom actually had extra peppers.
Yeah, it depends on
the size of the
how big the peppers are, and how, like, we used 1 pound of chopped meat. So we have all these stuffed peppers. I got a couple other ones that are left over, and I'll just fry them up.
Yep. So we want to just put them in, and then how do you know when to flip them or when to turn them?
You let them cook for a few minutes on each side. You just want them lightly browned. You'll see. We'll show you through the whole process.
Yeah.
What it looks like.
So, how would... Uh-oh, that one's a little still in there. That little one. Anyways, what was I going to say? So, with these peppers, since they're sort of like square-like, would you have to flip them 4 times? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And one thing you don't want to do... Well, I guess you could do it here, but usually you don't want to overcrowd. But the heat will get up there and start cooking the peppers. So, there's really nothing else we can do. You just gotta let these cook a few minutes, and then we'll show you what it looks like when you want to turn them. I'm gonna show you what the skin will look like.
Okay, I just did the first flip.
Yeah.
And you can see how nice and brown they are. And so, because they're almost like a 4-sided, you'll have to do this 4 times.
So you flipped it. I mean, how many minutes did it take to flip?
About 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah. So you just want to keep flipping them. You know, 4 times. Shouldn't take too long. Each side will probably get a little quicker, because internally it's all cooking good. And I guess we'll be back when we're done with everything.
Yep.
Okay, so here is what they look like all done. Don't they look delicious? They're nice and golden brown, and it only took about 15 minutes to fry them all. She was able to put them all in the pan. So let's try one. Alright, so again, look at our peppers. Look at how delicious they look. And how, you know, they are very yummy. So I'm going to just cut this up right here.
Be careful because it's hot.
It's very hot.
And be careful when you're frying them because one spit on me and my finger is burning.
Mmm. That is good. I like how... I'm sorry, it's just good. I like how you get a little bit of the flavor of the pepper when you cook it with the meat inside, and it's just really, really good. Sometimes what I like to do when I don't want to eat the pepper is I'll cut off the pepper and just eat the stuffing after it's been fried with the pepper because it's just so damn good. Anyway, so this has been Pete for Kenshin1913 along with
Mom.
And this has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
Enjoy and happy eating.
Mm-hmm.